What do you do in code review?
In code review, there we have like a specific format, and like each and every organization have their own standards. So based on this mention a standard. So first thing we have to follow the best practices of Salesforce, remove unwanted variables, and all these standard practices that suggested by Salesforce.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from that, we also perform the PMD violation static analysis tool that we have used.
Mm-hmm.
So we always try to remove all these P1 and P2 check points, and try to as much as we can optimize this Apex class and trigger.
Yeah, so
Uh,
one more thing. So you already have a static code analysis tool.
yeah.
So it checks about unused variables, right? So why do
Yes.
you now? So you don't have to do it manually, right?
Yeah, we cannot have to do manually, but once the user will be the junior developer will be request for the review, then I have to check same thing. Apart from that, like there is not a match. Apart from that respective test class that it's working properly, and put it have a right assert statement and all for
Uh-huh.
this best practices. So the like in a technical manner, like the functionality is working fine or not. So this kind of thing that we have to check, and if we can improve like more like in a more scalable and optimize this code, then we can suggest. Otherwise, I'll try my best level and
Suppose your one of your teammate has put without sharing in one of the class. So
okay.
how do you react to that?
Uh, Generally, we have to use this without sharing, because like the end user have their own like the like with sharing and without sharing always run in the user context as well as in the system context. So we try to follow the code will be run in a user context. So it will be check the field level FLS and all this card permission and this thing.
So which keyword checks all these things?
Uh,
What is
so so with sharing will be check the this all these thing.
Mhm.
It will be a run in a user context, and without sharing will run in a system context.
Okay, let me give you a scenario. Um, you suppose you are firing a SOQL. You are the running user, and you are running an Apex, and in that Apex it is mentioned without sharing. Okay,
Okay.
and you don't have access to FLS and all, nothing. Okay,
Okay.
you don't have field level security and all, and the keyword used in the Apex is without sharing. So will it fetch or not?
The record level access, if there is only work for the like sharing kind of thing, then it will be fetch, and the field level security is required for that, because the running user like the running user profile don't have FLS, it will be throwing the error.
Okay, and suppose if it is with sharing, okay, suppose the
Okay.
Apex is with sharing,
Hmm.
and you don't have access to FLS, what will happen?
At that time, the with sharing, yeah, it's also same for that, like for the
So
FSL.
my question
uh,
is that with sharing and without sharing, is it only controlling the record level
yeah,
access,
yes.
also touching the FLS also?
No, it's only record level access. Sorry to I mentioned it, forgot to FLS.
So your answers are wrong.
Yes, I accept. By mistake, I'll just mention it this FLS, but it was based on this sharing rule, and those record level access have. So based on this, it will be checked.
So it will not perform any checks on FLS, right?
Yes.
What is inherited sharing? Have you heard of that?
Inheritance, like Samsung in
Inherited
this
inherited sharing. Have you heard of this keyword?
inherited sharing.
Yeah.
No, I'll heard about this whole hierarchy. Correct me if I'm wrong. Is the
No,
very
no, no.
similar to
I'm
this?
talking about with sharing, without sharing, and inherited sharing. No?
No, I never used this. Sorry about that.
Okay. So team lead capabilities you are doing, you are approving pull requests and all, if I'm correct.
Yes.
Okay, and you check normally the report from that static analysis tool. Okay. Anything else that if that thing is there in the code and you will not allow the pull request to pass? Any major thing?
Major thing in sense like the program is working correctly, and apart from that, there is a the best practice is not applied, like the nested for loop kind of thing, and the unwanted variable declare, and they also adding the data inside then, so it's allocating more memory kind of thing. So, and we can optimize as minimum as declare the small variable on the class level, and we can just inside the method we can just declare it. So it would be an improve the scalability of this and
Can you
performance.
can you name any five exceptions?
Yeah,
Yeah.
the null pointer exception, string
Yeah.
exception, like data type exception, we have assigned this. Apart from that, uh, uh, mixed DML exception
Yeah.
and query exception.
What query exception?
Like record the field is we have not retrieving in the query, and we are assigning by the declaring the S object. So
Yeah.
at that
Yeah.
time, DML exception,
TML
and
exception.
yeah, fatal
What
error
is
kind of.
what is CPU time limit?
Yeah.
Have you seen that?
Yes. So CPU time limits, it will be taking the time more than this, in a synchronous or asynchronous, both have a different type or kind of the CPU time limit.
Is it
So
an
let's
exception?
suppose, sorry,
Is it an exception?
it's in a limit kind of the warning. Yeah.
No, limit kind of warning. Is it an exception or not? Yes or no?
CPU time limit.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's an exception.
it's an exception. And what about SOQL 101?
It's also an exception, like it hitting the governance limit, so it will be breaking this
So
transaction.
hitting governor limits are all exceptions, right?
Uh, yeah, in terms of it will be breaking this DML, but I'm not damn sure. I
Okay,
know your point.
okay. Can you using catch block? Can you catch this SOQL governor limit exceptions?
Yes.
Do you know the difference between error and exception?
Yeah.
What
Oh,
is the
I got your point. Sorry about that. Yeah, the error is like as you mentioned, we have it will be breaking the transaction, and the exceptions as I mentioned it, those are the null pointer and all that will be you know
so which can be handled, error or an exception?
exception can be handled at
And error?
error. Error we cannot handling, we have to put it changes our script as per the mentioned it.
Hmm. Okay. Batch classes. Let's come to batch classes. Okay.
Okay.
So suppose we are inserting in the batch class, we have written logic for inserting 1,000 records,
Okay.
and our batch size is 500.
Okay.
How many transactions will be there? If you
There
run
will
this
be
class, one second, let me correct. So if you execute this batch class, how many transactions will be there? How
okay.
many transactions? Yeah.
So I'm just confirming this scenario. Correct me if I'm wrong. Understand. So simply we have an base class. We have inserting the 1,000 accounts,
Yeah.
and we are executing the batch with the size of the 500.
Yeah.
So it will take two transactions.
Okay. What all other methods are there in batch class?
So there is mainly three methods:
Yeah.
start, execute, and finish.
So execute, how many times execute will run?
Execute method will run in 2 times.
Two times, and total transaction is two.
Yes.
What about start and finish? Do they run in the same transaction or different transaction?
Sorry.
What about start method and finish method? Do
Yeah,
they
so
run? Yeah.
so start and finish both are in the same transaction,
Mhm. Start and
and
finish both will run in the same transaction.
yeah, so for first of all, in a start method, we can retrieve the data.
No, no,
So
I'm not
there is,
talking about the use case of a start method. I'm just concerned about the transaction. So you said start and finish both run in the same transaction, right?
uh, hold on, I'm just thinking yeah, it will be run in the same transaction. So
So
first we have,
yeah, first, yeah, now let's come to the order. So first start will run, one transaction will start. Okay.
yeah,
Now first batch size will execute method. Is it
yeah,
a different transaction?
no,
Same transaction.
yes.
Okay, now the batch size 2 will do. Is it the same transaction, different transaction?
The DML will be two time, and the transaction will be the one.
One. Okay, so in the same one transaction start, two times batch size, two time execute, and one time finish will execute.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Tell me about order of a save, like what in what execution all those things come up when you save or any record.
Okay, so the order of the execution, like first of all the system validation will be done,
System validation,
and
huh? Or
okay, and
what about the UI validation, field layout validation?
like put it the mandatory field and all.
It's yeah, will
Yeah,
it?
so so those are in this. I'm try to put it in this system validations.
Okay, okay.
So
And
first the system validation, then before insert, before event trigger will be fired.
mm-hmm.
Post that the custom validations
Custom
that we have
validation.
written. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
post that after events,
Mm-hmm.
and then the as assignment rule and escalation. Sorry, assignment rule,
Mm-hmm.
workflows, process, escalation, and work commit pending. Commit in the DML,
Mm-hmm.
and then post logic like email alert and all.
What? Where is this approval process in this chain?
Approval
Approval process
process.
run first or the workflow rules first run first?
Workflow will run first. Approval will the next to workflow.
Suppose in the approval process I am changing one of the fields, which workflow, which is firing workflow,
Okay.
possible, right? So
Yeah.
you are saying workflow will run first and approval process will run later. So approval process will not run when not workflow will not run again, right?
We can make it on the revalute criteria match at that time the workflow will execute.
Once again it will run.
Yeah.
Okay. I have a component A. You can, if you have pen and pencil or anything, you can create one square box. This is component A.
Hmm.
Inside that I have component B.
Okay.
Inside that I have component C.
Okay.
Okay. A is outside, B inside A, and C inside A and B in the middle.
Okay.
Okay.
Hmm.
Suppose C fires a component event.
Hmm.
Possible, right? C can fire a
Yes.
component.
Yes.
So I want to catch that exception, which C, catch that event that C, fired. So where can I catch, B or A?
Uh, okay. Like once we have to fire the event from C to component event, so the event propagation from the bubble soft, so it will be at down to top. So first it will be catch B.
And A?
Post that it will be catch A.
I mean, you mean to say that we can write handlers for A as well as B?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know about system events?
System events.
Yeah.
This is the in Lightning, like on change, on click.
I'll give you an example. init is a system event. Have you heard of init? Init.
Init, yes. Do
So
init
there are,
methods.
yeah. So there are other system events also.
Aura methods or handler method is also in a system event.
No.
Apart from that,
Like change, render. These are system events. Have you heard
yeah,
of the
yes. So on change, render as to put in the boolean phase or the
render?
deep override
Change
the
there. Yeah.
yeah
Done waiting was there.
yeah.
Okay.
I've used, but I'll never like mark it as a system event. So sorry about that.
Okay. Okay. So what all deployment tools have you used?
Uh, in my current project, we are using the Copado
Hmm?
for the deployment activities.
And migration tool have you used before?
Yes, and migration. Also, I'm familiar with this genset inbound and outbound.
Hmm. How can you deploy value? I have made changes in case origin or any standard field like status of account. Right?
Hmm.
These are standard fields, not the custom field. How do I deploy changes in the standard field, standard picklist values?
Okay, so we have to change the picklist value and we have to migrate the standard field to
Can you name any
uh,
standard picklist value? Any standard picklist on any of the object?
yeah, there's account status as you mentioned
Okay,
that there's
account status. Account
contacts.
status is yeah. Suppose there's a standard field,
Yeah,
uh,
then the
and
opportunity
suppose I
type.
have yeah. Okay,
Yes.
so you are deploying it through to next org.
Okay.
How would you deploy?
By using the Copado.
I mean, yes, Copado.
Okay. Yeah, so for that we have to just create one user story on Copado. We have to put it that is field name
So that
like
field will come automatically in that.
yes, the
Are
account
you,
dot status we have to put it. It will
are you
be
sure
comes
that
in.
Copado will have that detected standard fields?
Yeah. And currently we are just migrating by this way like case
Okay. And what
related.
about and migration tool?
Sorry.
Suppose you don't have this Copado facility with you
Hmm.
using and migration tool. How would you?
For end migration tool, account and account dot status, we have to create the XML file for it.
What is the metadata name that I'm looking for?
Metadata name for the field is PQL value. I'm not 100% sure.
Equal value? No. So like you deploy a custom
We have,
field, right?
yes.
Normally, if it's a custom field, you just deploy that custom field. But this is a standard field, so I wanted to know the metadata name for that standard.
Uh, I guess it comes in Apex fields section also.
No.
But there is
Okay,
an configuration. I'm not sure. Sorry.
no problem.